that like button and make sure you share this video. Let's move to the original, story, tonight. And yesterday we reported, I don't think we posted it yet, but Gucci put out a clothing line and Blackface, and it caused a lot of backlash. Now, since then, Gucci has issued an apology. Well, a lot of people are stepping up. T.I. being one of them who stepped up. And this story actually just came out, and he said, yo.
What's going on, Hannah? God damn it, man, this shit got me hot, man. I mean, it's two things that really got me hot, man. It's the blatant disrespect, man. Like the blatant disrespect, outright disrespect of our people and our culture. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about whether H&M putting little boys and putting our children in shirts that say coolest monkey on the yard. Everybody, talk about H&M, then, niggas quick to run straight back in there and shop for their convenience. And that's why we ain't never got nowhere. That's honestly why we ain't never got nowhere. You understand? Here we got Gucci. I'm talking about Gucci have gone so far as to design away from putting logos on their shit because they knew that's what we wanted back in the 90s, early 2000s. You couldn't hardly find no shit with no Gucci print on there. You know what I mean? Now, because we buy more of their shit than Italians do, than the French do, than the British do. Now they want our business so much they went and got Dapper Dan to become a designer consultant. And still they coming with the monkey shit. Still they coming with the disrespect. Listen, man, I don't know how many of y'all know this. Our consumer base is the strongest and the largest consumer base in the world. $1.25 trillion. $1.25 trillion. I don't know how to accept your request, Tamika. I'm sorry, I really don't. I'm not as savvy on my technology shit. $1.25 trillion is what people of color, hip-hop, us, our people, the people who have the least amount of inclusion, the people who get the least amount of respect, we buy the most shit. You dig what I'm saying? So we don't have to force them to like us. We don't have to force them to accept us. But what we do have to do is stop spending our motherfucking money with people who gonna continue to give you their ass to kiss. Why in the fuck you do that? For what? For what? The only reason Gucci hot is because we made that shit hot. If we stop wearing that shit today, that shit tank, period. Ain't nobody trying to dress like nobody goddamn in the suburbs. Ain't nobody trying to dress like them little white boy, man, them, who come up out of motherfucking Buckingham Palace. Ain't nobody want to dress like that, man. They want to dress like us. They want to dress like us. They want to wear their shoes like us. They want to wear their hats like us. You know what I'm saying? They want to dress like us. We run this shit, period. So if they don't respect us, our culture, our heritage, then why in the fuck are we spending money with them?
Gucci. Sandman, what do you think about T.I. leaving his statement at Gucci on his Instagram today? What do you think about that, bro?
Well, like you said, we talked about this yesterday on the podcast, and we dropped the podcast in its entirety on the Uncensored podcast official channel. We're getting great response on this particular topic, and the topic of conversation amongst our people is very surprising to me because I initially thought when we looked at it, it was immediately jumping out the gym to us that, yo, this is racist as hell. This looks wild. I mean, you look at the color, you look at the lips, you look at this. There's some real questionable things going on here. They don't need to explain themselves. We need to cancel them. This is what we said. And as we're going through, I'm seeing a lot of comments from people that we respect, the commenters. There's some of them moderators and things like that. They ain't that bad. They didn't see what was wrong with it. They really didn't see the problem. And I'm like, whoa, what? So are we kind of taking this a little too far? And then the more I looked at it, I'm like, nah, you can't throw out these kind of clothes, $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 when our people are out here dying, the young people in the streets for a Gucci belt. like we alluded to. You see people dying in the streets for a Gucci belt. It's the height of success when somebody could throw in a piece of Gucci clothing and be looked at like, look what I have on. This is me. This is the stature of success, and that's bullshit. And then you can go ahead and throw nonsense like that out. And like I said yesterday, and I joked about it, when was Future gonna buy it? And that was a little bit of a jab, but it's just like we promote this nonsense so much, and we'll lay this under the bed, under the curtain, like it never happened, and continue to promote, make them millions and millions of dollars. And it's obvious, in the legendary words of Michael Jackson, they don't really care about us.
Yeah, I think it's blatantly disrespectful, and like I 100% agree with T.I., you know, as a matter of fact. But we talked about this. This is something that has to be contemplated, and the people that's watching, you know, I apologize, we can't put it on the screen right now, but just go type in Gucci Blackface. You can see the the apparel that they put out. I think it's, you know, again, people have to sit down and approve this. You know, Spike Lee also put out a statement and pretty much said, look, like we need to boycott these companies, Gucci, Prada, etc., until they get some black people in the design rooms, because how does this get approved to even get put out on the shelf? This is blatantly disrespectful to black people. Period. Again, if this was something else, a lot of people don't like this. When people does stuff against other races, they're outraged. And the thing I like about what other races do, they stick together and they will say, fuck Gucci. They wouldn't buy Gucci no more. You're still going to have the people who they're going to still do it. But I got to salute T.I. and anybody who's going to step up and say something about this. It just needs to be back with some real action, because this is disrespectful as hell.
That's a fact. And this is why I want to kind of stretch on what Spike Lee said. Do me a favor in the chat room real quick. We're going to go for 1, we're going to cancel Gucci, boycott Gucci, or 2, we're going to give them a second chance. I want to see what the people are feeling, what the people engaging right now. 1, boycott. 2, we're going to give them a second chance. But to talk about what Spike Lee said, and you said we got to take action. Is it enough to have black designers in there to go ahead and go, nah, this is cool, nah, this is not? Or should we just simply cancel Gucci? We've made them millions and millions and millions of dollars. I laughed at you. I said, they just saved me a whole hell of a lot of money on the Gucci watch, because I was looking at one maybe to kind of pamper myself a little later on down the road. Let me grab me one of those. And seeing this, I'm like, fuck, hell no. No way. And we got to start doing and making a conscious effort, because we can go ahead and drop the memes. We can drop the IG post and say all this nonsense. But if next week you got on a Gucci robe, some Gucci flip-flops, Gucci this, Gucci that, you just doing it for show. Yeah. And I praise what T.I. said, and I applaud him. And I hope that you never see him with Gucci on. I hope you never see it. Let's start promoting each other's brands. We just had a brother in here who has merchandise. We're going to start grabbing merchandise. We got to start wearing other people's brands. Yeah, y'all see us with the Jordan and all this stuff on, but we don't get paid by them. We'd rather wear other brands, rather wear other people's brands, rather wear our own. We got to start doing that and building it from the ground up, watering the root instead of watering the fucking plant. Got to start from the bottom.
And this is what you know, it makes a great point, because I always say these celebrities don't realize the power that they really have. When even the brother who was here, shout out to brother Mike Forrest from IamMoreMovement.org. Go to the website, IamMoreMovement.org, where he said that I think Fabulous wore one of his nephew's hats, and the dude made like 10 bands, you know, over a course of a few weeks. So when they, you know, another company is Fashion Nova is now, it seems to be the big company where everybody's kind of atting and wearing their gear, and they may look like it's pretty nice stuff, but these celebrities, all they got to do is come up with their own brands. They've done it in the past, a lot of FUBUs, the Sean Johns and Rockawares, and get their friends to promote this and make it cool and fashionable. And because like you said, it's not enough for us to be in the design room. We need our own companies, but we don't have to worry about this. I mean, we can go on and on about that, but I feel like people are still going to support them. You know what I mean? But I do feel like, you know, that we need to take a stand, because that's where it starts at. When you start withdrawing the dollar and not paying and buying their nonsense, then they want to start moving. But my thing is, don't accept the apology, because at the end of the day, Gucci, if nobody would have said nothing, they would have kept that shit up and kept it moving.
And that's what I'm saying. In the future, some rappers would have bought it and promoted it, and it would have been some nonsense. It would have been some fuckery all over that. Do we need to start holding some of the rappers, entertainers, and various people within the hip hop and just within the culture accountable if we see them wearing this? Or is it kind of like, yo, they're going to do what they do, we got to leave them alone and keep it moving? Do we need to hold rappers and entertainers accountable when we see things like this? And we'll continue to see the promotion of this. Like, do we need to come on the podcast and go, yo, so-and-so, that was effed up, that was wrong? Or are we going to be considered haters for that? What's your thoughts on that?
Nah, I think we should. I don't, you know, I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say I don't see it happening. But we're gonna have to start doing stuff like that, or it's going to keep happening. It's either like stop. Either you could complain about it and do nothing, or you can complain about it and do something. Make your own. What happened to T.I.'s a coup? And you know, all the clothing that he had, like make this stuff popular. Stop. Even I talked about Nicki Minaj, and we were talking yesterday. All this Fendi on, and I get it. You know, people want to wear that stuff, but a lot of these designers don't even want us wearing their stuff. They don't make it for us. A lot of designers been on record. I mean, if you go back to a lot of the orders of these companies, they're racist companies.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I see a lot of people throwing Tommy Hilfiger out, and I seen another brother who said he has his own clothing line, Jamarcus, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, man, we're gonna have our address and email information. If you have anything you want to promote on this podcast, or anybody else has anything that they want to promote, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll have that information provided to you throughout the podcast. What was I talking about? What were we talking about again? My fault.
We're talking about
Gucci. In regards to the boycott. Yeah, it's damn, I lost my train of thought.
Right.
What was I saying?
Yeah, somebody said F that I'm still rocking Gucci. Nah, I mean, you know, we pretty much talking about, you know, the celebrities and holding them accountable.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? For you know, wearing this. Yeah, you know, but who's gonna hold them accountable?
That's what I wanted to talk about. My bad, Tommy. Now we talked about Tommy Hilfiger. A lot of people bringing up Tommy Hilfiger in the chat room. That was my original thought. And we watched something on Oprah yesterday how they were a clip way back when all the rumors were going around when Tommy Hilfiger got popular, and then the comment came out where he didn't want us wearing his clothes anyway, and that got up in arms, and it seemed like he was doing damage control pretty much on Oprah. But talked about how a lot of entertainers, and I believe it was Snoop, wore a pair of his jeans or something, and that skyrocketed his company. Yeah. And then you think about all these other brands. Polo comes to mind, Jordan comes to mind. Other ones come to mind where, and we even got Jordan on, but come to mind where a lot of them promote it and make these places and companies billions of dollars, and they not only ignore us but blatantly disrespect us. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you know that's like almost equivalent to spitting in somebody's face,
right?
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's something. You know, once again, salute. You know, T.I. You know, for that statement.